Deep beneath the waves, a hidden fleet moves silently. They're not military submarines. They're narco submarines, the drug cartel's secret weapon. A narco submarine, also called a drug sub or narco sub, is a type of custom ocean-going, self-propelled, semi-submersible or fully submersible vessel built by or for drug smugglers. Newer semi-submersibles are almost fully submersible in order to reduce the likelihood of detection by visual, radar, sonar, or infrared systems. Cargo capacity varies widely with vessel size, although several tons is typical. In 2015, the largest known cargo of 7.7 tons, 17,000 pounds, was seized on a semi-submersible craft. Some contemporary narco-subs are capable of crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Meanwhile, recently captured vessels in the Central Pacific during the mid-2020s indicate said vessels are increasingly durable enough for their operators to attempt voyages across the Pacific to Oceania. In 2006, a submarine was seized 166 kilometers, 90 nmi, 103 miles, southwest of Costa Rica. The U.S. Coast Guard dubbed it Bigfoot because they heard rumors of their existence, but had never seen any prior to this find. In 2006, the U.S. detected 3 vessels in total, 11, and they estimated between 25 and 40 semi-subs departed from South America in 2007. In the 1990s, Colombian cartels began building crude semi-submersibles out of wood and fiberglass. These early vessels could barely submerge, but they carried cocaine across the Caribbean undetected. In 2006, a 10 meters, 33 feet, sub was discovered on the north coast of Spain. While its use is unconfirmed, it is speculated to have been built by or for narco-traffickers. In March 2006, according to a press release, citation needed, the Calabrian criminal organization Ndrangheta ordered a shipment of 9 tons of cocaine to be transported by a narco submarine from Colombia to Italy, but according to a countering press release, during the first 6 months of 2008, the U.S. Coast Guard and U.S. Navy detected 42 subs off the coasts of Central America, but few seizures resulted. According to various press releases, the projected 85 narco submarine voyages by the end of 2008 could potentially bring about 544 tons of cocaine to U.S. customers. In 2008, the Mexican Navy intercepted a 10 meters, 33 feet, submarine in international waters about 200 kilometers, 110 nmi, 120 miles, southwest of Oaxaca. Mexican Navy Special Forces fast-roped from a helicopter onto its deck and arrested for smugglers. According to one press release, the vessel carried 5.3 tons of cocaine. It was towed to Huatulco, Oaxaca, by a Mexican Navy patrol boat. Also in 2008, the U.S. Coast Guard captured a semi-submersible vessel in international waters about 563 kilometers, 304 nmi, 350 miles, west of Guatemala. It was carrying an even 7 tons of cocaine. The 18 meters, 59 feet, steel/fiberglass vessel was detected by a U.S. Navy aircraft as part of Operation Panama Express and was intercepted by Coast Guard Law Enforcement Detachment 402 aboard USS McInerney. 5 days later, an 18 meters, 59 feet, semi-submersible was seized in international waters by the USCGC Midget about 322 kilometers, 174 nmi, 200 miles south of Guatemala. Several other submarines were intercepted, but not seized because their crews scuttled them upon interception. In 2009, the U.S. detected as many as 60 submarine-related events and calculated they were moving as much as a ton of cocaine daily. In the same year, 3 submarines were seized on the shores of the Pacific coast, loaded with 1.5 tons of cocaine. The Colombian Navy had intercepted or discovered 33 submarines by 2009. By the 2000s, designs improved, diesel engines, GPS, and cargo holds big enough for several tons of cocaine. Today, some narco subs can cross entire oceans. In 2012, United States Coast Guard officials expressed concerns such vessels could potentially be used for terrorism. In 2015, the largest recorded seizure was after a cargo of 7.7 tons, 17,000 pounds, was seized on a semi-submersible by USCGC Stratton. In 2016, the U.S. Coast Guard seized a semi-submersible in international waters about 300 miles west of Panama, carrying about 6 tons of cocaine with a street value of about $200 million to U.S. customers. In 2017, the U.S. Coast Guard detained a semi-submersible off the coast of Texas carrying 1.7 tons, 3,800 pounds, of cocaine, and on November 13, the U.S. Coast Guard located and seized another one off the coast of Panama. In 2019, Spanish authorities apprehended a 20M semi-submersible off Galicia, containing 3 metric tons, 6,600 pounds, of cocaine, in the first known incident of a narco submarine crossing the Atlantic Ocean. According to a press release on November 5, 2020, a submarine was seized in Colombia. A further interception was made in October 2021 by the Ecuadorian naval training ship Guayas in the Pacific Ocean. A 22 meters, 72 feet, long semi-submersible made of vinyl carbon fiber, christened by its builders Poseidon, was found sunk without cargo by the Guardia Civil in the Ria of Arauza in March 2023. The vessel had a central hold with a load capacity of 5 tons, a forward ballast tank and a diesel engine at stern. In 2024, the Colombian Navy captured a semi-submersible carrying 5 tons of cocaine 1,200 miles southwest of Clipperton Island in the Eastern Pacific in a 62-country operation. Having been captured over 3,000 miles from the Colombian coast, the incident has been cited as proof that drug cartels are now willing to use narco submersibles for direct, long-distance drug smuggling to Australia and New Zealand via a new route exceeding 4,000 miles rather than conventionally hiding smaller amounts of narcotics in commercial shipping. In 2025, the United States military destroyed a semi-submersible during the 2025 United States strikes on Venezuelan boats and the 2025 United States naval deployment in the Caribbean. The design and manufacturing techniques employed in their construction have improved over time. The boats have become faster, more seaworthy, and of higher cargo capacity. An 18 meters, 59 feet, long narco submarine can reach speeds of 18 kilometers per hour, 9.7 knots, and carry up to 10 tons of cocaine. They are typically made of fiberglass, powered by a 225 to 260 kilowatts diesel engine and crewed by a complement of 4. They have enough cargo space to carry 2 to 10 tons of cocaine, carry large fuel tanks which give them a range of 3,200 kilometers, 1,700 nautical miles, and are equipped with satellite navigation systems and long-range HFSSB radio communications capabilities. There is no head, toilet, and accommodation is cramped. As much of its structure is fiberglass and it travels just under the surface, the vessel is nearly impossible to detect via sonar or radar, and very difficult to spot visually. The newer models pipe their exhaust along the bottom of the hull to cool it before being exhausted, making the boat even less susceptible to infrared detection. They are most easily spotted from the air, though even that is difficult as they are camouflaged with blue paint and produce almost no wake. They have ballast tanks to alter the vessel's buoyancy so that they ride low in the water. Narco submarines were considered by officials to be an oddity until 2000, when Colombian anti-narcotics police discovered what was reported to be a half-built 36-m-long true submarine in a warehouse outside Bogotá. The double-hulled steel vessel could have traveled 3,700 kilometers, dived 100 m, and could have carried about 15 tons of cocaine. In 2022, Spanish police seized 3 unmanned underwater vehicles used to smuggle drugs across the Strait of Gibraltar from Morocco, the first known interception of such devices. The drones, carrying up to 200 kilograms of narcotics each, were linked to French cartels. The operation led to 8 arrests and exposed a gang using advanced drones. The drones, carrying up to 200 kilograms of narcotics each, were linked to French cartels. The operation led to 8 arrests and exposed a gang using advanced drones and modified vehicles for trafficking across Europe. BBC, 2022. In 2025, international drug cartels began using sophisticated whale-shaped mini-submarines to smuggle cocaine into Australia via Cyprus. These vessels are transported on cargo ships, dropped in international waters, then retrieved by smaller boats to deliver drugs ashore, posing a significant challenge to law enforcement detection efforts. In 2007, the U.S. Coast Guard adjusted their underwater acoustic sensors to listen for submarines. According to a 2019 press release, the U.S. Coast Guard reports they capture only 11% of submarines on the East Pacific route. The same source acknowledged that the U.S. Coast Guard was overstretched at the time. If various militaries attempt to seize the semi-submersibles in international waters, the crews usually scuttle them. Until 2008, in accordance with international maritime law, the crew was rescued and, if there was no evidence of wrongdoing, released. To address this loophole, the U.S. Drug Trafficking Vessel Interdiction Act in September 2008 made it a felony for those who knowingly or intentionally operate or embark in a self-propelled semi-submersible SPSS without nationality and that is or ever navigated in international waters with the intent to evade detection. The penalty is a prison term of up to 20 years in the U.S. In 2009, Congress of Colombia passed a law punishing builders of semi-submersible vessels with up to 12 years in prison, or 14 years if they are used to transport drugs. Narco subs are almost invisible. Only a small part of the vessel sticks out above water. They leave almost no wake, evade radar, and travel far from shipping lanes. Even advanced sonar struggles to detect them. Despite billions spent on detection, narco submarines remain one of the most elusive threats at sea. For cartels, they're the perfect smuggling machine. For law enforcement, they're a nightmare. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the shadowy world of narco submarines, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more hidden histories.